What's going on, people? We are Tottenham TV, back here for another Tottenham update. And let's get straight into it, because there's some really interesting stuff coming out today on a few various different topics. And the first one, apparently the club is up for sale. The Athletic with an article today on it, and I'll read a few snippets from it. First one saying, the word among club brokers is Spurs now more for sale than just casual interest. There's no rush and it's likely to be gradual, but the club is quietly on the market. And one very experienced club broker said Spurs are 100% for sale, while another source says, who has been involved in takeover talks with ENIC, said they're definitely more in play now than they have been. ENIC's price tag for Tottenham is understood to be £3 billion, 2.3 billion for the shares, plus 700 million for the debt, and which is interesting. And it goes on to say that Spurs bring in roughly £6 million for every home game, which is a lot of money to bring in terms of match day revenue. But what do you make out of all this, the club being up for sale?
Yeah, I mean, it's well and good us being up for sale, but who's going to buy us for that amount of money? That's always the big question. I think there's been rumours about Tottenham being available for about £3.5 billion for a couple of years. But what kind of person is coming with that sort of money to take Tottenham over? Is it someone that the fan base are going to be happy with? I mean, some in the fan base will be happy with a billionaire oligarch coming, taking over and pumping loads of money in, and I'm sure that'll satisfy a lot of the fan base. And also, I'm sure there'll be a portion of the fan base that won't like that to happen to us as well and want us to do things in a different way. So it's a difficult one in terms of, obviously, we have ENIC and the owners, and we know that they're probably holding us back in more ways than one in many aspects. But sometimes you could argue the devil is better. I'm not saying that's how I feel. I'm just saying you could argue the devil is better than the devil you don't. That's what some people will say. So I can't, look, Newcastle just went for 300 million to a massive, to whoever they just got bought by, the Saudis, yeah. Exactly. So you're talking about an investment of 3 billion into this football club. Is the potential of Tottenham so much more bigger than Newcastle, where we're like that much times the price? I don't know.
Yeah, it's a lot for a London premium, isn't it?
Like 3 billion, and they're coming in and they want a return on that investment of 3 billion. So what kind of whoever comes and buys and spends that money, how they run the club look, I'll obviously be happy if they sold and we got a really great owner who's going to give us money and whatnot, but I can't get excited about it until I know who these potential owners are or anything.
I mean, at the end of the day, these talks and these rumours do rear themselves quite often with Spurs, and in terms of Spurs being up for sale as well. But it's always going to be a case of ENIC pricing potential investors out of the market, unfortunately, and I think that's what it is. I mean, Paul O'Keefe responded to this article on Twitter, and he was saying that this is nothing new. This has always been the case. It's just
we heard about it, haven't we?
This has always been the case. Spurs have always been on the market, but no one's going to come in and buy them for £3 billion, and that's the facts of the matter.
It doesn't make too much sense for a new buyer unless they're like super hundreds and hundreds of billions. Like spending 3 billion on Tottenham and taking all that debt. Obviously, I'm sure they'll make their money back, but I don't know. It's difficult to see what kind of person or consortium will come in and do that. It's hard to envisage someone coming in and buying us for 3 billion.
Yeah, exactly. When you can go to other clubs such as, like you said, Newcastle, 300 million.
City were bought for 80 million.
City, you look at clubs even in London. West Ham could probably be bought for a fraction of that price.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's a London club.
Exactly.
Arsenal, I mean, you're probably looking at maybe a similar figure, but it'll probably be a lot less than what Spurs are going for. Yeah, exactly.
What was Daniel Ek? They were talking about, 1.5 billion, something like that?
Yeah, which were getting rejected, wasn't it?
Yeah, true. I don't know how much they're holding out for. But.
Yeah, well, look, I think Arsenal will go for a similar price, but not as much, maybe like 2 billion or 2.5 billion, something like that. So looking at Spurs, Arsenal, which are very high premiums, but you can get other clubs which could probably have just as high as a ceiling as Spurs for a fraction of the price.
Exactly. So I can't see anyone spending 3 billion on Tottenham.
Yeah. All right, let's move on. Ali Gold has been talking about the injury cover and what Antonio Conte has been thinking in terms of the squad. And the quote is, Spurs decided against loaning some of their development squad out last month in order to keep them to boost numbers in case of injury problems. And the players that have been involved in first team training are Harvey White, Dane Scarlett, Malachi, Fagan Walcott and Matthew Craig, which is interesting. I mean, it's interesting that he prefers to keep these players than actual season pros.
Yeah, I know, but I guess when the fact of the matter is we wanted them out, we wanted the atmosphere in the dressing room maybe to have a bit of a boost and to change, and he wanted these players out. They weren't happy here, so that's reality. I think, yeah, they're training with the first team. How much minutes they'll really see.
He'll only be in injury crisis mode.
Yeah, I don't feel like exactly unless we have another injuries like we did in the first half of the season, then I don't think we'll be seeing much of them anyway. So I think it's good to just have the numbers, and also it's good to have players like them who are desperate to prove themselves and to impress and get in the team and fight for everything, because sometimes you need that around to really boost everyone. But I don't envisage them getting, unless they really impress, I don't envisage them getting 2 minutes. But you never know, like sometimes, I know in other clubs, you know, sometimes the youth players get a look in in the training, and then all of a sudden they get picked, and that's how you get your opportunity, get your chance to train. And look, for example, Malachi Walcott, he's a wing back, right? He's a full back, isn't he? I think, isn't he?
Is he?
Is he not?
I think he was.
Is he not? Is Malachi Walcott? I'm just saying, like, let's say I don't know if he is a wing. I think it was. I thought he was a wing back or not. Is he a midfielder?
Well, he's a defender, yeah.
If he was, let's say he's a right back. If he does impress, maybe he will get an opportunity at right back.
He's a centre half.
Centre half, okay. But just my point still stands. If they're in a position where we have players struggling right now, like if one of them is a right back, then maybe they could get a chance if they do impress.
Yeah. All right. We'll have to see what happens with that one. But again, I don't expect them to see many minutes. It is only under extenuating circumstances if we do get a massive injury problem like we did first half of the season. But in terms of players who we could be bringing in this summer, Sky Sports are claiming that Antonio Conte is a massive fan of Nicolo Zaniolo of Roma, and Roma have not ruled out selling the 22-year-old this summer. Apparently there has been some sort of stuff going on with him and Jose apparently this season. So would you welcome him at Spurs?
Massively, great player. We've spoken about him before on this channel. I'm a big fan of Zaniolo. I don't know what's gone on with him and Jose and Roma, but I think he's supremely talented. And I think because the things haven't gone that well, maybe there would be an opportunity for Tottenham to sign him, but I don't know. We've just finished January, so I think it's so far away. I don't know what we can talk about.
Well, if you don't know what we can talk about, then you might not like my next few updates. But the next one is about defensive options for the summer. Mike McGrath put out an article yesterday saying Sven Botman, Josko Gvardiol and Alessandro Bastoni are among the defenders that are being eyed up for Tottenham as the club looks to bolster the back line this summer. And I mean, I tell you what, I'll take any of those players on that list. They're all three of them are highly talented defenders.
Yeah, I think my first choice would probably be Bastoni, just because Conte knows him so well and knows exactly what kind of player he is. But yeah, Gvardiol's really come forward for Leipzig this season. As a young defender, he's playing really well. Obviously, Sven Botman, we've spoken about a lot, doing good stuff for Lille. There was Bastoni, and who's the other one? There was another one?
No, just those three.
Those three. Yeah, I mean, definitely. I would like that. I would like any of them. And they could all improve our defensive, and also they play on the left-hand side as well, left centre-back. So would be crucial going into the summer. So we'll see how things progress this second half of the season. But definitely, I'm glad we've got some targets lined up. I'm guessing they just thought that we couldn't get any of them in January. That's maybe they were delayed. And I guess it's best to, if you're going for that kind of caliber in the summer, and it's either that or go for a lesser player in January. You might as well wait.
Exactly. We don't want to be wasting our time with any more Joe Rodon signings. You know what I mean? That are not going to feature. So any of those three, I would welcome with complete open arms. And just a side note, I signed Josko on FM. And he became literally the best defender in the league. So make of that what you will. Next up, we're going to be talking about Frank Kessie and Paulo Dybala. This is from Calcio Mercato. They say Dybala and Kessie could both join Tottenham on a free transfer this summer. The duo are massively appreciated by Antonio Conte.
He could also not join. That's what I would think. Kessie, I think, is on for bigger things, unfortunately, unless we do get Champions League and he hasn't signed for anyone by the end of the season, and maybe his deal to Barca or whatever falls through. Maybe there is an opportunity, but that basically he can sign from anyone for anyone, right? From now until the end of the season, any foreign team he can sign for. So it relies on him waiting all the way till the summer not to sign for anyone, pretty much, and then and also us having Champions League, and then him other deals falling through, and then us pouncing. I think it's a tall order when it comes to Dybala, because he's actually a 28-year-old on fairly big wages. I reckon he won't be as in demand as you might think. I think people want him, but I think he might be more gettable than people might think he is. But whether we're prepared to, spend big on wages because he's a free transfer, he's gonna, him and his agent and image rights and all that kind of stuff are gonna want so much money. Whether that we can make a deal like that work, I question. But in terms of him actually coming to Tottenham, I think there's probably a possibility for it if we pay him enough.
Yeah. But is there a possibility on that?
No, probably not. That's what I'm saying.
We'll have to wait and see. But that's that. Dele Alli, interesting one here. Adana Demirspor president Murat Sankak says, we agreed with Tottenham for Dele Alli. They would loan him to us. Even his older brother came to Turkey. The transfer was almost complete. Just then, Frank Lampard came in and messed everything up for us. Which is interesting. He was about to go on loan to Turkey.
Yeah, sounds interesting, doesn't it? I would have thought maybe Newcastle as well. They were saying they came in a late bid, so I would have thought he would have gone there if not for Everton. But I guess he was really going to. Yeah, he was. If he's going to Turkey, and what club in Turkey?
Adana Demirspor.
Never even heard of them. So that goes to show what kind. I don't know who said this.
The president of them.
The president. Do we believe what he says? I don't know. It's very odd. Why would he have gone there? Are they doing well?
He had no offers at that time.
That would have been seriously low to have gone to that kind of club.
Yeah, I'm looking at the Turkish league now. They're fourth in the league, nowhere near the top.
So, I don't know. Look, I guess we've got to take it at face value, and I guess he might have actually gone there, and that shows how low his stock has gone. But then now...
The president's claiming that Dele's older brother actually went out to Turkey to speak to them.
Wow, maybe they got money. Maybe they're a rich club and they would have actually given us a lot of money for him or something. Or
it was only a loan, they were saying.
Maybe they would have paid a handsome loan fee or something. I don't know. It's very odd to think he actually would have gone there, considering Everton could pay up to 40 million for him if the clauses get activated.
Yeah, this was before Everton came in for him.
Yeah, but I'm saying his stock is so low that he couldn't even went to Turkey, and now we could get 40 million for him.
I know,
I'm saying,
mad,
so it's a bit strange.
Yeah. All right, let's move on. The last story of the update. Romeo Agresti says that Tottenham tried to disrupt the Vlahovic to Juventus deal. However, everything was already agreed. Classic Tottenham.
Sounds like Levy.
Basically, what happened was we saw how Liverpool screwed us with Luis Diaz, and we tried to do the same with Juventus. And
he probably laughed. He probably laughed like, what? You're trying to what? Hijack this? Yeah, right. And
then we're like, all right, fine. We'll just shop at Juve anyway.
Exactly. We'll just give you the money. We'll pay for him for you. Don't worry. Yeah, look, we're never going to get Vlahovic. Just I told you, we missed the boat in the summer. Well, we had an opportunity to really go for him in the summer for probably less money. He's now on a trajectory where he's out of our reach. He's on like a Haaland trajectory kind of thing. So he was always destined for bigger things once he started smashing out proper for a second season in a row in Serie A. And we missed the boat. And you can see that. Look, it's us trying to disrupt it. I don't even know what that even means. What we tried to, did we put their phones on airplane mode or something? Do we just try and interrupt their internet signal, take down the cell towers? I don't know.
You know when our internet goes down and we blame it on Levy, it was probably something around that.
Yeah, probably. Look, we're never going to just stop this deal from happening.
No. All right, so that is your Tottenham update today. Let me know in the comment section below if you have any thoughts regarding any of the news stories we've brought to you today. Like, subscribe, and comment. And as always,
come on, you Spurs.